Today we are reacting to YouTube Boxing is Dying by Ajoro. I ain't gonna lie, it's been a minute since I heard of YouTube Boxing. Like, I feel like the last big YouTube Boxing match was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, and we all know how that went. But before that, it was really KSI versus Logan Paul. I ain't gonna lie, this YouTube Boxing shit, like, don't get me wrong, like, I fuck with that you know, they're trying something different, but it's not working well, because just like, bro, most of these YouTubers are just paying to just win. Like, that's just what it felt like. But we finna get to the video though, because I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of late.
It's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream, man. He doesn't need it, I don't need it. It don't need happen.
Once upon a time, a light-hearted boxing bout between Joel and Phil Baker unexpectedly ignited into a chain reaction that would soon erupt into a full-blown YouTube phenomenon. In the beginning, we had the storyline of the Paul brothers versus the Olatunji brothers. It felt new, chaotic.
I ain't gonna lie, you was there. This was, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like this is part of the peak of it. After that, it just, well, I ain't gonna lie. Nah, it was the peak of YouTube Boxing was really KSI versus Logan Paul. I ain't really give a shit about YouTube Boxing. I ain't gonna lie, like, I ain't really give a fuck about YouTube Boxing besides of KSI versus Logan Paul. I remember everybody was trying to get KSI to win, and I was in one of them too. Now I was just like, bro, this shit not that special no more.
Unpredictable. People weren't watching in the hopes of a boxing masterclass. They're watching because it was really exciting to see two egos having their careers at stake. Now audiences know exactly what to expect. The shock value and the years of build up towards KSI vs Logan Paul has gone out the window. With the creation of Misfits Boxing and random influencer boxing events, it led to fatigue because it became oversaturated with low quality. There was just so much repetitive matchups.
Y'all remember when KSI fought that one so-called professional boxer just for him to get beat up in like 2 rounds? Like, I don't know.
Questionable judging and gimme fights that felt more like WWE than real boxing. Fans got exhausted of seeing self-proclaimed influencers force drama in events that prioritize chaos over skill or professionalism. With Misfits' inconsistent production, controversial decisions, and the decline in star power, Misfits made the scene feel less serious, less exciting, and far less credible, pushing many viewers away. People wanted to see KSI, not Wakey Wines versus Modine. The beef back in prime 2018-2021 YouTube boxing era felt organic and real. None of that, hey man, let's act up for the cameras.
Yeah, that was like the peak of it.
We all witnessed that chaotic press conference between the Paul brothers and the Olatunji brothers. Even the coaches had it out for each other, with Italian making custom tees of Shannon Briggs, which really sent him off edge, and they even had a fight, a physical fight. A heavyweight man versus a middleweight man. Who do you have a bet on? No, this beef feels manufactured just for marketing. We could tell when the drama's forced, and it just kills our interest. The main men which really started YouTube boxing are now pursuing other things. Deji's 5-year redemption arc has been fulfilled. KSI has been focusing more on music and Prime than boxing, but it's the CEO of Misfits. Logan Paul pretty much moved past boxing to pursue other entertainment such as WWE, while the rest haven't been as entertaining to watch. The realistic side of boxing is...
I ain't gonna lie, even though it's not really a hard character, literally the only person who's carrying this shit is Jake Paul. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even care about this guy's matches, but I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't care about his matches at all. Like, honestly, really, he's the only person I know with this YouTube boxing stuff. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, it probably is some other YouTubers there, and no disrespect to them, but literally any YouTube boxing match that people talk about it's a Jake Paul fight. I'm gonna be honest.
It requires dedication and effort, especially if you don't want to gas out in 1 minute. Training for months just to be informed can be quite unrealistic for an influencer, as it's hard to balance training and content. We all saw how KSI and Deji went inactive for months, leading fans to move on. But Misfits Boxing wasn't the sole reason for YouTube Boxing reaching a new low. Boxing views right now are all-time high. They have resurfaced since the last 3 years. We have had tower bouts such as Fury vs Usyk, Crawford vs Spence, or other big crossover fights with former MMA heavyweight fighter Francis Ngannou versus AJ. That's my name, yo, Ajoro. No offense, but when the actual boxing improved and featured more entertaining matchups, the imitators, Misfits Boxing, all those random cash grab events look weak. Cause let's be honest, nobody wants to watch a low quality matchup for the ridiculous price of £50 for pay-per-view. To watch, what, Modine versus Wakey Wines? No. I could buy something more useful. Maybe Wingstop menu or some scare jeans. Why not? Right. In all seriousness, money can be put to better things rather than watching a slugfest
I
of
ain't gonna lie, bro. All these fighter promotions, I don't know what it's been, but it's like they just been like like get their premium events. It's like they just been adding more money. For example, WWE. We not even gonna talk about that. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
C-list influencers gas tank down after 1 minute in the ring, doing laps around the ring, waiting for the bell to blow just to get the presser's check from Daddy Kids. Alongside this, you have the rise of short form content. You know, this may sound irrelevant, but it needs to be said. It's really tanked people's attention span and ability to keep up with long form content. People now struggle to even watch a 10-minute video. Even my video. Boxing events take time to organize, which isn't convenient because the new wave of YouTube boxers can't really build that storyline which KSI and Logan Paul capitalize on. Millions intrigue and record-breaking PPV sale because simply people aren't as engaged as before. And to speak on behalf of everyone, we've just grown up and had better things to do with our time. I think, majority of us, right? Back when YouTube boxing was at its peak, we were just little kids, we had nothing else to do. No responsibilities and life was carefree. The only worry I probably had was maybe not playing football for Pete. I was able to keep up with whatever's going on and the press conferences and this. Now after revise for my A-levels, get a provisional for driving and look for employment. Why'd I have to grow up? No. The truth is, we'll never have that KSI vs Jake Paul endgame. It's taken way too long and we've all grown out of that
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, they been hyping that fight for a long ass time. That shit is not happening. That shit, like, I ain't gonna lie, that shit is not happening. They've been hyping that fight for a long ass time. Like, at this point, they're just scamming you. Like, if KSI or Jake Paul be like, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna fight soon. They is not fighting soon. They've been hyping that for years. Like, they've been hyping that shit since like 2020. Like,
care about other YouTubers' life stage. The hype has truly died out with KSI focus shifting towards other things such as music or Prime within the last couple of years. We now have KSI not fighting as often as before and pursuing other things whilst Jake Paul climbs up the ladder and outshines KSI in the boxing scene. This fight would have been two egos with the careers on the line which neither were willing to tarnish their reputation and be reduced into a single meme. One side says, oh he's ducking, and the other side says the same. It's literally a ring around the rosy up and down seesaw. With Chungas realizing this fight was never gonna happen. We literally had Logan Paul, a YouTuber, and Deji, a YouTuber, fight Mayweather, regarded the best boxer of all time, before KSI versus Jake Paul. You can't make this up. If you told me this would happen,
nigga, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, GTA 6 was gonna come out before this fight.
10 years ago, I'd be like, no, I don't believe that. However, I do think there's some spark of hope within the YouTube boxing scene. Well, let's just say influencer boxing at this point isn't all gloom and star in the skies. Although we might get that KSI vs Jake Paul endgame, there still has been some worthwhile matchups which has sparked interest back into the YouTube boxing space. Such as Eden Ross's new boxing series, which gave a chance to the self-proclaimed TikTok stars to build a platform and get a name for themselves on the big stage. I may have went too hard on Misfits before, but I do believe Misfits boxing has kept the YouTube boxing spirit alive and it's been a pathway for many to start their boxing careers or have a chance on the big stage, to kickstart their careers. Alongside KSI apparently being replaced by Andrew Tate as the new CEO, it sets up a potential storyline of KSI vs Andrew Tate. It does seem Misfits is heading that way, it does seem predictable, but it will resurge the interest back into YouTube boxing which was heavily prevalent in the prime of YouTube boxing. So would I say YouTube boxing is dead? Yes, partially, though it still has some solid events, but these can't be classified as YouTube or YouTubers boxing events. You know, out of all the YouTube boxers we've seen come and go, the only one that's taken it really serious into the next level is Jake Paul. You know, back in the day, Jake Paul used to be getting mocked, ridiculed for fighting retired fighters and athletes, and you know, he's really leveled up from that. Last year, he fought legendary boxer Mike Tyson, well, now backbroken Tyson, and now next week could be fighting the heavyweight, former heavyweight champion AJ. So it really just shows how a YouTuber can just go to a professional boxer and find almost the greats of boxing.
Yeah, I ain't.
But now there's so many content creators trying to get an easy paycheck and
Yeah, that's the end of the video. And yeah, shout out to Joro for the video. And yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, follow my socials. You're on the road to 1K.